Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 22 with our realistic series. Right, there's another tree that is done. Oh. Wait, what? Why can't I pick you up? Oh, I can. Said 128 kilos. Apparently, it was looking like it might have been too much, but it wasn't. That's not too much at all. I can do that. So there's another one in there. That one is, though, it's 10.9 meters, and it's 10. I think 10.9 is okay when it comes to like an optimal length. And then I will go here. There. And take that one down. Right. So am I supposed to just be bringing the wood to here, or am I supposed to be taking the wood to somewhere else? That's the only thing I'm not sure about at the moment. And also, I can't cut this tree. Let me cut! I can do this. There we go, there we go. Right. There's another one cut. Oh, wait, it's got a little bit stuck over here. Chop that tip off, and now I've got 10.5 meters on that one, another 120 kilos. Okay, so we can drop timber there. Don't know if we can drop timber anywhere else. Like, what's this one over here? This has got there's pallets right here. So what do we do with this one? There doesn't seem to be a buy point on this one, though. This is the bit that is kind of, like, messing with me a little bit. Why, it says sawmill back, but what's with the pallets bit right there? How do I make that work? Active productions, wood, planks. Materials missing. This one... It's all saying the same. Right. So I've got wood there. This over here, if I go here, sell wood. I don't want to sell the wood. Oh, wait, no, but because I own it, now maybe it'll do something different. So planks right there. I've got planks on spawn at the moment. You got change output mode. We can distribute or sell or... spawn. So if I went distributing, would that move them automatically to go to pallets? I got a feeling there was somewhere something that was said about doing that. What is this? Why is there a symbol for fertilizer there? Or seeds or something, I don't know. Right. Alright, that didn't sell anything. We've got 808 litres of timber in our sawmill. And I've got 1 litre of planks there that's under distribution. So we've got... we have things happening. 12 litres of wood makes 10 litres of planks. Right. That at least is a start. Now, whether it's going to go anywhere else, even though it's set to distributing, I don't think it will. I don't think it's going to do anything different. I have got... Right, you are nearly full, so we'll have to go up there and deal with that. Manage production point is literally the only thing that we've got on here, and that goes to this one, and it doesn't give us anything about pallets. So, probably nothing to do with pallets in here. We will see. We will see. This is stuff we're going to find out. Right. I'm going to stop you there a second because I'm nearly full and it's not going to get back across the field. I should probably take this one... Well, bring the truck... bring the tractor and the lorry up across to us rather than doing this. But, you know, we can go for a little bit of a drive. That does look like a lot of fun to drive. That one in there. Let's bring one down here, shall we? And... Right, we will chain these over, except that the tractor's not running, so it's not going to chain anything over. It's just going to stay in this one, unless I jump to you and turn the tractor on. And then I go there, so now it's chaining it across. which I think is fantastic. It does look pretty cool. And what have we got in there? Right. That is now done, which means that I can head back up here. As we race back up this way, what I will do is start this one up and lower it down somewhere about here. I'm not quite sure where we want to be, but I'm pretty sure that there is... Like, because I can see that one little bit there. I think that maybe there'll be some more, but I'm not quite sure about that. So we will just sort of slowly go along by feel on this and just see if we can feel any more potatoes in the field there. I don't think there is. That little bit that we went over hasn't reached the hopper yet. Nothing else seems to be going through. Right. Let me pick you up. 6 litres. We had 6 litres of potatoes from that lot. That's not 6 potatoes. 6 litres. I mean, it's not too bad, but it's still not a bumper crop. Not 6 litres worth. And I'll bring you over here like this. Start that one up. And press H on there. And the hired help will carry on again. And you can turn off. And then you can stay there. And you can stay there. So... Oh, that's what... I was thinking I was going to flick back down to this one. So that's 29. That's still on distributing. That's got to go to 1,000. So we're going to kind of need some more timber there. So if I go up this way and then I can go and visit the sawmill. If I'm going to move anything bigger than the small trees that I'm currently cutting down... Ooh. Now, I'm curious. Like, you get more money if you chop the trees up and you do stuff to them. But what about just for litres of tree? Right, that's 127 kilos right there, which, according to the game, I think would be 127 litres as well. So if I just drop that in there like that, without doing anything else to it... That gives me another 250, nearly 300. We don't need to clean them off. Right, we're not actually selling them. We're turning them into planks, so we don't need to do any cleaning of these trees whatsoever. So I can take all of these little trees that we've got near the sawmill, and we can just chop these, bring them in, and keep the sawmill running. It's going to certainly be a lot easier, isn't it? Right, let's take you. Run you down here. They're all about 125 kilos-ish. Anything between 125 and 130. So there's another one. It's 128. Are they all actually exactly 128? They could be. So chuck you in there. And then I've got... See, these are a little bit bigger. But we do have a nice selection of these small ones that I can just pick up by hand. And because I've been working out, picking up a 128 kilo tree is no problem for me. This is why we work out. See? There. Pumping all that iron in the gym, hour after hour, day after day, it's all finally paid off. Do I sound like I do lots of working out in the gym? I'll be honest, I went to a gym once, tried it out for a little while, and I didn't find it to be very exciting, so I didn't go back. It really wasn't. So I'm pretty certain you're supposed to go to the gym for more than 15 minutes once in a lifetime, but yeah, so that's kind of still on my to-do list, and my to-do list is quite long, so it's unlikely, I think, that I'm going to get far enough down my to-do list to ever actually get back to a gym. Just saying. You know, sometimes these things can happen. Sometimes, well, life gets in the way. Obviously, I would love to go to the gym and spend hours and hours just staring at a wall and doing whatever it is that people do in a gym, but well, I've got to make videos. I've got to cook my tea. I've I have to brush my teeth sometimes. I just haven't... I'm so busy. I haven't got time to go to the gym. I'm really sorry. I know that some of you are sort of quite keen on going to the gym, and you think that maybe I should as well. But like I said, I'm ridiculously busy. I'm having to brush my teeth like nearly every day at the moment, and it just eats up a lot of time, you know. So I'm just not able to quite make it to the gym as well. Is that a good excuse? I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. I'm absolutely sure. And yeah, I'm positive that it's nearly, almost, certainly, possibly a good excuse. Something like that. Maybe. Who knows? Let's dump that lot in there. So I now have 2,904 litres of wood at the sawmill, which means that I've got distributing planks is going at the moment, but what I can do a little bit later is I can change that to spawn the pallet. So we'll get to 1,000 litres of pallet, and then we'll see. And we'll spawn one pallet, and once we've done one pallet, we can sort of see if there's somewhere that we can carry it, because this whole thing where we've got the picture of the pallets is confusing to me. And I don't want to miss out on the opportunity, but I suspect that we will actually have to go and buy a pallet making type device, machiney, thingy, doodah. Otherwise, it's just not going to work. Now, you have got 14,500 litres of Tatey Pose, so you are going to go for a little bit of a drive down across the fields. We're going to meet up with that harvester over there and going to take off some timber. Yes, I did say take off timber. We don't really want to unload very much timber from a potato harvester. Something's gone drastically wrong if we're doing that. Let's try unloading potatoes first, and then we'll go to the more advanced stuff a bit later. Right, we are unloading potatoes. There's no timber on board, so I'm assuming that this is kind of a good thing. I know you shouldn't really make assumptions, but I'm definitely making an assumption right now. I do feel that perhaps this is a step in the right direction, that we are, in fact, getting potatoes from a Tatey Po harvester. It just feels like the right thing to do at the time. I'm going to follow it all the way down to the end of the field, just because, and then we've got plenty on this load, and that should be enough to then do another trip back up to the farm with our lorry and unload that one, which should also give us a little bit of time with the sawmill. I can't really fast forward time anymore because it's 3:30 now at the moment. So we're looking at 3:30 in the afternoon right now, or just after, and yeah, so if we're 3:30 now, I reckon it will finish by 4:30. That's my guess, is that we will finish this harvest by about 4:30, and then well possibly. Okay, I'm not sure if I've got enough in there. Just gonna fold that one up. We'll finish the harvest by 4:30, and then by 5 o'clock we'll be looking at. Yeah, 4:30, and then. Actually, we don't need to. I was just wondering if, like, we would need to do anything else, but we're not going to need to do anything else. So once this is all finished, then that's it. So yeah, I reckon another 50 minutes. It'll take us to 4:30, and then we'll be finished with the harvest. Another 10 minutes until 20 to 5, and we'll sort of done everything else that we want to do around here, which means that we've got 20 minutes to get home in time for tea, because tea is 5 o'clock. I reckon we can do that. I think that we can do that. I don't think that that's going to be a problem for us. I really like the sound of these potatoes tipping. That does sound really cool. I really do like that. It's pretty accurate, I think, for potato-type tipping sound. I like that. That's a nice little touch, that is. I'm not sure if this is a... I think this is a mod trailer, isn't it? It's not a base game trailer. But anyway, that was just a nice little touch that I just noticed there. So we're going to run this one back to the field, and then we've got a little bit of timber sort of doing something at the moment. It's going to take us a while, I think, to recoup the 100,000 that we invested into that sawmill. We've got some grain in storage that we could go and do something with, but I'm reluctant to sell any grain just as grain. I would like to kind of process it, so whether we buy a mill or we build our own mill and do something like that with it, I think that could be quite a cool option for us. I'm also going to bring the lorry up this way and spin round up here. And then the lorry is going to face downhill there. I'll park it up there like that. And we'll go and get... Actually, let's go and just watch this one go across the field a minute. Right here. Because it does look very cool. Like, I know that we've been looking at this a lot, and we have seen quite a bit of the potato harvester. I mean, haven't really sort of looked closely at the machine running. It comes up here, so you have all the potatoes are lifted on the front right there, and then the cab sitting on a kind of piece over the top. Potatoes move up that platform, and then they get up to the top here, and they're divided in half. They come round. Most of what you see here is just lots and lots of different racks and stuff. What they're doing is they're shuffling everything round. They're shunting the potatoes backwards and forwards, and they're shaking off any small stones will drop down through, and also any soil that is attached to the plant. This is all getting removed from all of these kind of griddles and conveyor belts and everything. It's lots and lots of metal rods all joined together. So by the time the potatoes get over here, pretty much all of the soil that was on them when they were first lifted out of the ground down this side has now all been shaken off and has gone back down onto the field. And you can see the texture on the front there, which is quite cool. It's just gone now. It's actually got texture of roots and everything that go with the potatoes, and then over here you don't see anything like that. The potatoes are looking a whole lot cleaner on this side, which I think is actually really good. So there's a nice little attention to detail on that. But all of these little bits you see, what they're designed to do is remove small stones, clean all the earth off the potatoes as much as possible, so that you're leaving the soil in the field and you're only taking potatoes back with you. Yes, they'll still have some on them. And when they get back to the yard, it depends on the kind of setup that they've got. They may be washing them there and putting them into bags before they load them up and ship them off. Or they might just be putting them straight into bags with a light layer of soil over them, and then they can be cleaned a bit later on. Like, a lot of potatoes these days are cleaned prior to being sold. They didn't used to be. You used to go and buy a bag of potatoes, the soil, you'd still have kind of a residue of soil on it, and you would just wash it when you got it home at the same time as peeling it. So it's just as a standard thing. I mean, if you want a jack potato, you just wash the soil off, that's all. Now, the soil is washed off either at the farm or at a packing plant, and that's all kind of dealt with on the farm side, the packing side of it, and the customer on the other end doesn't see the soil at all. It's as though the soil no longer exists. And it's kind of good. It is kind of good. It's nice not having to scrub the potatoes clean when you buy them, but I mean, at the same time, it's not really particularly difficult to wash a potato. And I do wonder if it's made the end product a little bit more expensive. I mean, potatoes aren't exactly expensive, though, are they? Like, well, they're not in my part of the world, because we grow them in rather large quantities. And when I say rather large quantities, I mean we grow a huge amount of potatoes. My particular part of the world my little corner of England, we grow lots of potatoes here. Not exactly where I am, where it's not quite the right weather, but a little bit further down towards the southwest corner of England from where I live. That's where they grow the potatoes. And we down here, we grow a lot of earlies. And earlies are literally that. They're just potatoes that are grown early on in the season. And it's always a matter of pride for the vegetable and potato growers of my county that we produce every year the first earlies of the season. So because of the weather and because of where we're situated, the earlies from Cornwall in the very southwest of the UK are the first ones to hit the market every year. And it's a matter of pride for some of the growers in this part of the world that our early potatoes are ready to start selling before any other part of the country can be producing earlies. And so for that reason, like we have a lot of earlies being grown around here. I know I did use this one a little bit, didn't I? So we'll go and wash it. Because so we get a lot of earlies being grown around here, and then you get the main crop. But a lot of other areas of the country that do grow potatoes, they tend to focus a lot more on the main crop because they just don't have the right climate to be cashing in on the earlies. By the time the earlies are ready where they are, a lot of the main crop potatoes are coming up, and it's not worth it, because typically the varieties of potato that you can get some good quality earlies from are smaller than the main crop potatoes. And I mean, this is not always the case. Like there's always going to be exceptions to anything, but typically so the main crop potatoes generally are bigger, bulkier potatoes. You just get more of it. So you want to kind of grow those varieties. If you're going to miss out on the first sales of the early potatoes, it's generally not worth it because the price does drop fairly rapidly. It's those very first fresh new potatoes coming into the market. They're the ones that fetch a premium. And the growers in my part of the country generally get that premium because we can get them first. And yeah, but then this part of the country is good for growing potatoes. That's one root crop that we do grow a lot of around here. Well, not, like I said, it's not quite where I am, but areas close to me. Alright, let's drop you in there. There's other vegetables and stuff grown here as well, and there's also some flowers that are grown. We get a lot of daffodils that are grown around here. Little things like that. Yeah, I'm just wondering what job we should do next. We've got... Well, we got that one working away. We've got the planks in here. I've got 177 litres of planks there at the moment. 3,000 litres of... Yeah, that's going to take a while. So I'm going to stop keeping an eye on that one. I've got my chickens right here. We've got effective... The health is staying on 0. I don't know why the health is staying on 0, but I do have eggs being produced. Everything seems to be all tickety-boo with that, so we don't need to worry about that. What else did I want to look at? Oh, yes, right. We need to put lime on field 24 and lime on field 35. We will eventually need to plough field 36. That's not quite yet. We will get started, and that's kind of a thing that can carry on through the winter. That's not going to be a problem. Farmland over here. So what is in field 26? Why is that a little tiny? And also, more importantly, what's in field 116? I'm going to find out now. Let's go and visit that restaurant. Right, it is this way. Let's go out the gate, shall we? We'll run up here. Okay, we have got olives, I think. There's olives. Gianna Hartman is growing olives here in this field. Wasn't really going to do very much to olives, if I will or not. But there's a little tiny bit up at top here, 116. Or plot 116 for buying. What is it? Oh. It is literally a flat plot where we can go and build something if we want to. And then down here, we've got trees. Alright, okay, that's fine. One is whizzing across the field again, and we're getting near the end of the long work on the field now. Once this one turns round, we'll get another lot unloaded, and then possibly that'll be enough to take that lorry back. I'm not quite sure yet. Fertilizer spreader. Do I have any kind of fertilizer spreader? Let's go and have a look in our collection of machinery. Trailer, roller, leveler, silo, compaction, corn head. We don't. Alright. Alright, in which case, I need to go into here. I need to go to fertilizer spreaders right there. And we need to pick out one that we can also spread lime with, which is the Bredel. I love this one. This is a really cool one because you can put that on, but you can also have the spreading disc system, this one, which I think is fantastic. But that is 53,000. It is a lot of money to buy that thing. I'm not sure we have that kind of money. This one right here does 42 meters wide, 7,000 liters. This one is 12 to 18 meters, but it does 9 to 14,000 liters. So this holds a lot less, but it's got a 42 meter, and it does also do lime. Quite often, though, lime is a smaller width than the other ones. I'm really not sure about this. All right. Okay, so we've got two. That doesn't seem like it should be a 42 meter spreading width. Well, certainly not for lime, anyway. What else have we got? We've got an Amazon for 85,000. There's a Stevie one there that I'm not going to be using in this series. We've got a Banderante, something like that. 12,500. It's 45 grand. Again, it's expensive. We're getting some expensive ones here. There is, yeah, it was one of these. I think it was that one, actually, that I bought in the time-lapse series, and I really like it. I wondered how these things worked when I first seen them, and I gotta be honest, I really, really like the look of it. I think it looks really awesome, and I kind of want to get that one. There's another one here. This one's 80 grand. That holds 15,000 liters. And then we've got a couple more over here. So that one there goes with the Sintrac. The Jacto right here holds 10,000 liters, does up to 36 meters of spreading width. Look at this thing. How cool is that? That thing looks amazing. Very kind of heavy duty that looks, doesn't it? Unfortunately, that one is 10 grand. Then we've got Jan over here. Whoa, what? Unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. A massive thank you to everybody who has earned their way into the Great Book of Names. To find out some more details about all the names coming past, please head into the description and click on the link to the Discord. It's a link to another video. The link is on the other video. Please also consider checking out the links there for Nitrado, who provide gaming servers for games like Farming Simulator, Minecraft, Ark, and several others. And there's also Fanatical, who will help support your gaming habit by providing you with cheap games and also giving me a small commission on anything that you buy using my link. If you've enjoyed this particular video, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.